Imagine two people with the same salary. One ends the month with nothing. The other starts getting rich. What's the difference? What each one does with their money. From an early age, we were taught to seek comfort, status, to show that we made it. That's why, when money comes in, many people rush to upgrade their phone, finance a car, or buy a new TV in installments. It seems normal, right? But it's a trap disguised as success. Robert Kiyosaki calls this a liability disguised as a gift. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket, even if it looks cool, even if it shines, even if everyone praises it. An asset, on the other hand, is silent. Sometimes it doesn't even stand out, but it works for you. It's like planting a tree. In the beginning, no one sees it. But one day, it gives you shade, fruit, and even wood, a property that pays you rent every month, an online course you created once and keep selling, stocks that pay dividends straight into your account, even a YouTube channel that continues to generate income while you sleep. That's what the rich do. They don't live off effort, they live off smart choices. While most people buy things that bring immediate pleasure, the investor buys things that bring continuous returns. And the truth is simple. Those who buy liabilities get poorer each month. Those who buy assets get freer each month. The choice is yours. Do you want to keep working to maintain your things? Or do you want your things to work to maintain you? In the end, it's not about how much you earn. It's about where you place what you earn. Do you know what the most powerful asset you can have is? It's not real estate, not a business, not even a dividend-paying stock. It's your mind. Because if you lose everything today, but have true financial knowledge, you can rebuild. But if you have money and no education, failure is only a matter of time. Robert Kiyosaki always says, ignorance is expensive, intelligence is profitable. Most people work hard all month and hand over their money to the bank, to the credit card, to interest, to impulsive consumption, without understanding the game at all. It's like trying to play chess without knowing how to move the pieces. You might have good intentions, but you'll lose. Now, when you start studying, even if slowly, the game changes. You understand what an asset is. You learn to protect yourself from inflation. You know how the system works and how to escape it with a strategy. And the best part, today, knowledge is more accessible than ever. Books, channels like this one, courses, mentorships, podcasts, communities. You can learn from people who've already made it without repeating the same mistakes. Invest in that. Instead of spending 300 reals on new sneakers, spend it on a course that teaches you to generate 3,000 reals a month. Swap 2 hours of watching a series for 2 hours learning how money works. Because the thing standing between you and wealth is not luck. It's clarity. And clarity comes from knowledge. As Kiyosaki says, the mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. Have you ever stopped to think about this? Most people spend their whole lives trading time for money. They work 8, 10, 12 hours a day. And if they stop working for any reason, illness, vacation, exhaustion, the income stops too. That's not freedom. It's dependency. Robert Kiyosaki teaches something that changes everything. While you work for money, the rich build systems that work for them. Does that sound far off? It's not. Today, anyone can start a small business that doesn't depend on them 100% of the time. A YouTube channel that earns from views, an ebook that sells automatically online, an online store with an automated delivery system, even an Instagram profile that teaches something simple and later sells a digital product. The secret is in the systems. You work hard once, but keep harvesting the results for months or years. It's like building a treadmill that walks by itself. At first, you have to assemble it piece by piece. But later, it's the treadmill that carries you. And here's a direct piece of advice from Kiyosaki. A business that depends exclusively on you is not an asset. It's a disguised job. So the question is, what can you build today that keeps working even while you sleep? Because the real millionaire isn't the one who works the most. It's the one who makes money work for him. When people hear the word real estate, they immediately think of their own home, a 30-year mortgage, or a dream purchase. But for Kiyosaki, real estate isn't a place to live. It's a money-making machine. And there's a simple rule. If a property takes money out of your pocket, it's a liability. If it puts money into your pocket, it's an asset. That's the difference between buying a finance department that just racks up bills and buying a small property that pays your bills month after month with rent. Kiyosaki started with small properties, not always in upscale neighborhoods, not always renovated, but he knew how to choose places with rental demand, good entry price, and monthly return. While most were buying homes to live in, he was buying homes to earn from. And over time, the rent from one property helped buy the next one. That's how you flip the game. That's how you escape the rat race. And the best part, today, it's possible to invest in real estate even with little money. People are buying shares in real estate funds for less than 100 reals, getting monthly dividends straight into their account. No need to deal with tenants, repairs, or property taxes. You don't need millions to start. You need vision. Because at the end of the day, whoever owns income-generating real estate has an army working every day to generate income. And as Kiyosaki says, it's better to rent and own income-generating properties than to have a beautiful home and live in debt. Many people hear about stocks and immediately think, that's gambling. Or, you have to buy low and sell high, right? But Kiyosaki teaches a completely different logic. He doesn't invest in stocks for appreciation. He invests for cash flow. In other words, dividends. Think about it this way. You buy a small part of a solid company like a shareholder. That company makes a profit, and it pays you part of that profit every month or quarter. Even if you never work there, even if you're sleeping. It's like having a money printing machine. Slow but steady. While most people try to guess the market, predict the next boom, smart investors focus on companies that pay to have you as a partner. And you know what's even better? Today you don't need thousands of reals to get started. With 50 reals or 100 reals a month, you can already begin building your dividend portfolio. What matters is consistency, not the amount. Kiyosaki teaches that, over time, these earnings become a powerful stream of passive income. Income that pays bills, that funds new investments, that buys your freedom. It's the difference between waiting for money to appear or creating income sources that never stop dripping. And remember, while you spend the money you earn, the rich reinvest what their assets produce: oil, gold, silver, food, water. These are examples of commodities, physical, tangible assets that the world will always need. It doesn't matter if the dollar rises or falls, if technology changes, if a new president is elected, these goods will always have value. Robert Kiyosaki learned this from economic cycles. He says that when fiat currency loses value, real assets gain strength. And that's why the wealthy protect part of their wealth with commodities. Think about it. During a crisis, what would you rather have? A number on a screen that can disappear, or something the entire world needs, that no one can just print out of thin air? Grains, metals, energy. All of these have value for one simple reason. They are essential to life. And the best part, today you don't need to buy sacks of rice or bars of gold to store at home. You can invest in commodities through funds, ETFs, or digital platforms. In fractional, accessible, and strategic ways. Kiyosaki calls this wealth shielding, a way to go through crises without losing what you've built. Because while many panic about inflation, those who hold commodities watch their value rise. It's what he teaches. Trends fade. Necessity doesn't. The world may change, but no one will stop eating, drinking, or needing warmth Commodities aren't baits, they're security backed by reality. Cryptocurrency isn't a trend. It's a response to the collapse of traditional currencies, to governments printing too much money, to a system that promises stability but delivers inflation. Robert Kiyosaki doesn't invest in crypto impulsively. He makes it clear, it's not about getting rich quickly. It's a way to protect your wealth. And here's the point. It's not about betting everything on Bitcoin, hoping it'll explode. It's about diversifying with intelligence. Think of cryptocurrencies as an alternative vault. They aren't tied to a central bank. They can't be easily frozen. And they're limited, like gold. That's exactly why they have value in times of economic instability. But be careful, crypto without study is a trap. Many people are losing money by following online tips, buying out of hype, and selling out of fear. The way forward isn't emotion, it's strategy. Study the coins, choose secure platforms. Only invest what you can afford to lose, and think long term, not just about the current hype. Kiyosaki often says, the world is changing, and those who don't adapt get left behind. Cryptos are part of the financial future. It's not about hitting the next Bitcoin. It's about understanding how to protect your freedom, this new reality. It may seem strange to hear this in a video about investments, but Kiyosaki says it loud and clear. If you hang around 5 broke people, you'll be the 6th. The environment you live in shapes your thoughts, and your thoughts shape your financial decisions. What's the use of studying, saving, investing, if every time you share a new idea, someone responds? That won't work. That's a scam. That's not for people like us. The truth is harsh, but liberating. Many people are not ready to grow, and that's okay, but you need to choose who you walk with. Kiyosaki always says he surrounded himself with mentors, entrepreneurs, investors, and visionaries, people who talked about assets over lunch, who shared book recommendations instead of gossip, who taught how to protect income, not how to blow a bonus. Relationships are assets. When you talk with people who think big, your mind expands. In today's fast-paced world, most people live on autopilot, wake up in a rush, work all day, run errands, pay bills, and go to bed exhausted. But you know what millionaires do differently? They set aside time to think. That's right, to think calmly, clearly, without distractions. Robert Kiyosaki teaches that the biggest mistake people make when trying to get rich, acting without thinking, or repeating the same habits without questioning them. Quality thinking time is what separates impulsive decisions from strategies that change destinies. When you stop to reflect on where your money is going, why you're spending on certain things, or how you could create new sources of income, you start stepping away from the crowd. Great ideas don't come from chaos. They're born in silence. And that doesn't take money. It takes discipline. A notebook, a coffee, and 20 minutes a day thinking intentionally can change your path. As Kiyosaki says, the mind is the seat of wealth, but it needs space to breathe. So, invest in that. Disconnect a little. Question yourself. Write down ideas. Plan calmly. Because sometimes, the difference between staying stuck and making a breakthrough is in stopping everything and simply thinking. While many people are out chasing the next miracle investment, real millionaires follow a different path. They look for problems. Yes, problems. Because where there's a problem, there's an opportunity to create value. Robert Kiyosaki teaches that the most profitable businesses in the world weren't born out of luck. They were born from pain. Someone was frustrated with bad service, a market gap, or something that could be better and decided to build the solution. That's how fortunes are made. Investing in solving real problems is investing in something people are already looking for. You don't need to convince anyone, you just need to offer the right answer. It could be something simple. An ebook teaching how to save money at the supermarket. A channel showing how to make extra income from home. A service that saves time or reduces waste. The key is to shift your focus. Stop chasing money and start chasing solutions. Because money is a consequence of how many people you help. As Kiyosaki says, you only get rich when you stop thinking about yourself and start solving other people's problems. So look around. What's missing? What could be improved? What solution can you offer with what you already know or have experienced? Those who solve problems never lose value in the market, because while others are asking for help, you deliver the answer. Most people think getting rich depends on some big event, winning the lottery, selling $1 million idea, or finding a magic formula. But Kiyosaki teaches the opposite. Wealth doesn't come from a stroke of luck. It comes from small habits repeated every day. It's what you do when no one is watching that determines what you'll have in 5, 10, or 15 years. A habit like writing down your expenses, no matter how small, setting aside 10% of your income before spending, studying investments for 15 minutes a day, avoiding impulse buys, or reviewing your weekly goals every Sunday night. Doesn't sound like much. That's exactly how it starts. As Kiyosaki says, you don't control the future, but you control your choices today. And your choices build your future. People with good financial habits move in the right direction even on tough days. Even when they're tired, even when they earn little, because they're on the right kind of autopilot. Just like those with bad habits spend without thinking. Those with good habits accumulate wealth without even realizing it. So the question is, what habits are you feeding today? The ones that drain your money, or the ones that make it grow? Because in the end, the difference between someone who gets rich and someone who stays stuck in the same place is what each one does without needing to think. Yes, even that is an investment. Saying no is one of the most valuable skills for anyone who truly wants to build wealth. Why? Because every day, someone will try to take a piece of your time, your focus, or your money. An invitation to spend, an unmissable offer you never asked for. A friend who wants your attention to talk about problems while you're trying to change your life. And if you don't learn to say no firmly, you'll keep saying yes to everything that keeps you stuck. Robert Kiyosaki is clear about this. The rich don't say yes to please. They say no to protect their goals. This isn't selfishness. It's prioritization. It's understanding that your time is limited, that your energy is valuable, that your attention is a scarce resource. Saying no to an impulse purchase is saying yes to future freedom. Saying no to a distraction is saying yes to your progress. Saying no to someone who doesn't respect your focus is saying yes to your dreams. And all of that requires courage. Because people might not understand, they might criticize. But as Kiyosaki teaches, the truly rich make decisions based on vision, not on approval. In the end, your success will depend less on what you accept and more on what you learn to reject. You get inspired, you learn faster, you accelerate your progress. And we're not just talking about luxury networking. Sometimes it all starts with a WhatsApp group of 3 people who want to escape the rat race, or a channel like this, where you find content no one around you talks about. The point is simple. If you want to change your life, change your environment, surround yourself with those who push you forward, not those who hold you back. Because sometimes, what's stopping you from getting rich is the person always beside you saying it's impossible. If you have only one source of income, you're walking a tightrope, because all it takes is one unexpected event, a layoff, a crisis, a health issue, and everything falls apart. Robert Kiyosaki teaches that the rich don't rely on a single stream of income. They build an income system. One income comes from rentals, another from dividends, another from a digital business, another from royalties, franchises, investments, consulting. It's like planting multiple trees. If one stops bearing fruit, the others keep going. Meanwhile, most people live in a dangerous cycle. Work, get paid, spend, work, get paid, spend. Like a leaky bucket, you pour in water, but it just drains away. Kiyosaki always talks about the famous cash flow quadrant, where he explains the difference between those who work for money and those who make money work for them. Having multiple income streams isn't luxury. It's protection. It's freedom. It's the only way to build wealth without depending on the clock. And the best part, you can start with what you already have. Knowledge that can become a course, a hobby, that can become a product, a channel, that can be monetized, a small investment that grows over time. Start small, but start. Because while the world sleeps peacefully, with just one salary, true millionaires are reaping the rewards of many seeds they've planted along the way. You could have the best finance book, the most experienced mentor, the most complete course. But if you don't have discipline, focus, and courage to apply it, nothing changes. Robert Kiyosaki makes it clear. The greatest asset you have is yourself. Your mindset defines everything. You may earn little today, but if your mind is programmed for growth, your income will evolve over time. Now, if your mindset is limited, even earning a lot won't take you out of scarcity. That's why true millionaires have a different routine. They wake up early, they read, they reflect. They surround themselves with good content. They feed their minds with ideas of growth, not fear. They don't wait for motivation to act. They act, even without motivation, because they know wealth isn't an event, it's a habit. Invest in reading. Invest in your body. Invest in your emotions. Invest in your energy. Invest in your faith, your vision, your patience. Every day, even if no one sees, even if it feels small, even if it feels slow. Because one day, it all blossoms. And that's why Kiyosaki says, before multiplying money, learn to multiply your inner strength. You are the root. If the root is strong, the fruits will come. So now tell me, which of these investments will you start today? Share this video with someone you believe also needs to hear this. And if this content made sense to you, like it, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Your financial future begins with one decision. Let's do this together.